Okay. Meeting is called to order. Meeting is called to order. I request our club ISO, Madam Sureka Prasadji, to please say the inaugural prayer.
Okay, madam. Install in us, O Lord, the true meaning of friendship. Never let us forget that we are all thy children, notwithstanding the difference in our culture and creeds. Endow us with a desire to serve our fellow men, remembering that we too often need help. Whenever or wherever the need for service arises, help us to be ready to serve, enduring to make our batch of inner will worthwhile, ensuring that we have not lived in vain. Thank you.
Thank you, Sureka ji. Now we are going to start the program with lighting the lamp. I request our chief guest, our district chairman, Madam Ina Purohit, to please permit us to go with the lighting of the lamp. Today, this lighting of the lamp is not only for opening of our webinar, but is also accompanied with a healing prayer for healing of humanity. We know at this COVID time, people are all suffering with the disease, and it has really become a very distressed time. So I request everybody to remember all those who are being affected by COVID-19 while the lamp is being lighted. Please, may I have the lighting of the lamp done?
तेरा नाम ही मेरा आरोग्य है, हे मेरे ईश्वर। तेरा स्मरण ही मेरी औषधि है, हे मेरे ईश्वर। तेरा नाम ही मेरा आरोग्य है, हे मेरे ईश्वर।
Thank you very much. May these prayers be healing source for all those who are ailing. Now we would like to have a floral garland presentation to Margaret Oliver Golding, the founder of Inner Wheel.
इनर व्हील की इस दुनिया में हम सबको हंसना सिखाते हैं, कदम कदम पर साथ निभाकर सही राह दिखलाते हैं।
Thank you very much. May her pure soul be with us. Let me start with welcoming you all. You all now joined a webinar organized by Inner Wheel Club of Bhubaneswar, District 326, on cyber security and safety, role of every responsible Indian citizen. This webinar has been organized by the club with inspiration got from the district chairman, Madam Ina Purohit, who is the chief guest of today's program. I find pleasure at welcoming our district chairman, Madam, vibrant and innovative Mrs. Ina Purohit, who has been the source of inspiration behind this webinar and all the activities that the club has been doing. Madam, please accept our welcome token.
Thank you, Nadia.
At the same time, we welcome our resource person, Mr. Shivaranjan Patnaik, who has come all the way from Gurgaon, virtually present with us today to help us to learn more about the topic concerned. We also have with us dear Mrs. Manisha Srivastava, District Vice Chairman, SC member dear, Madam Jagruti Doshi, dear District Secretary, Mrs. Rasika Bahadur, our district treasurer, Madam Mrs. Sandhya Rani Mishra, their district ESO, Mrs. T. Chiranjeevi, and district ISO, Madam Tripathi, our district editor, Madam Anjana Bahma, and our PDC and our club councillor, Mrs. Ranjita Behra, who is always with us. We are very fortunate and honored to have with us a galaxy of district PDCs, well-experienced PDCs who are always there to help us out. They are all present. There are some of them, not all, but most of them are present here. We are very happy and honored to have you here, and we thank you from the depth of our heart. We have presidents of all the innerwear clubs of District 3 to 6. They have been attending several webinars and still they have accepted our invitation. We are very glad and fortunate to have you here. Mrs. Lopamudra Mishra, the zonal coordinator for Zone 2, who has been always there to help us at the time of need. We have the presidents of different 11 innerwear clubs of Bhubaneswar. We have with us President of Rotary Club of Bhubaneswar, Madam Sabita Swain, and her team present here today. Different members of different Rotary clubs are already here with us. We are very glad to have them here. We also have our past national editor, Dr. Surjit Ji, with us. I'm fortunate to have principal of Blossom School and the staff of Blossom School who are very intimate to me. They are here today. I welcome them. And many other friends and invitees who are with us that have really brought honor and glory to this unique program. So we have a vibrant coordinator for this webinar, past President Madam Jyoti Singh Dev, who has been very well conversant with all these technical programs and virtual seminars and webinars, and really she is outsourcing a lot. So may I request past President Jyoti Singh Dev Ji to please carry on with the rest of the proceedings of this webinar. Jyoti Madam.
Yeah. Thank you, President Nadia. Am I audible to all?
Yes, Madam, you are.
Yeah. Thank you, President Nadia, ma'am. Our chief guest for this evening, District Chairman Ina Madam, dignitaries of Innerwear District 3 to 6, resource person Mr. Patnaik, members of Innerwear Club of Bhubaneswar and visiting members, guests present here this evening. Wishing you a very good evening. Today, as we observe the anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and we are having a webinar on cybercrime, I would like to begin with a quote by Gandhiji. Crime is like a disease, like any other malady, and is a product of the prevalent social system. We need to spend a lot more time on cyber security. Cybercrime is maturing and becoming bolder and continuing to shift its focus to larger and more profitable targets and new technologies. In the words of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, I quote, "I'm talking about cyber security. India must take the lead in cyber security through innovation," unquote. COVID-19, millions of people home to continue working out of office. Cybercrime has boomed during the COVID-19 pandemic. The National Crime Report Bureau reports that most of the cybercrime
Yes, madam.
cases are related to fraud, ATM and online banking. Ransomware remains the top cybercrime threat in the world. President and members of Inner Wheel Club of Bhubaneswar contemplated to create an educative and awareness program in District 3 to 6 and bring to you this webinar on cybercrime and ways and means to protect us through the security and safety measures. The digital age is here to stay. The computer and internet have changed the way we go about our routine lives, be it at home or at work. While it has reaped benefits for all, one must also be aware of the disadvantages of this digital revolution. This pandemic has all confined to the four walls of our homes. WhatsApp messages and social media updates have replaced physical gatherings. During these lockdown period, classes of students, meetings, banking transactions, online shopping have become the order of the day. Yes, the boardroom meetings have made life simpler for all of us and has got us more connected with the world around us. The days of robbing a bank in person have reduced, and now it all takes place behind the screen of a computer connected to the internet. The internet can be the most effective and useful tool in business, school, or everyday life. It can also make someone's life a living hell in the event that one becomes the next victim of a cybercrime. We who have no clue as to the internet must be made aware and educated before it is too late. Over the past years, cyber crooks and hackers have stolen hundreds of millions from online banking accounts all over the world. For a layman's knowledge, cybercrime is a criminal activity that targets or uses a computer network, or a networked device. Cybercrimes are committed by hackers who want to make a fast buck. These crimes may threaten a person, company, or even a country. Cybercrimes have increased by nearly 76% in Odisha in 2019 as compared to 2018. The state has reported online banking frauds, which is the second highest after Maharashtra. Experts are of the opinion that the rise of cybercrime happens because of lack of awareness about precautions. Inadequate safety precautions on cyberspace could be a strong factor for the spurt in cybercrime. Social media users, mostly women, should be extremely careful while befriending strangers on chat sites. Our resource person today is Mr. Shivaranjan Patnaik, who will be enlightening us on the security and safety measures we as responsible citizens can follow and stay away from this menace. I'm sure you will find the deliberations at this webinar meaningful and useful. Mr. Patnaik's introduction will follow a little later. Thank you. I would request President Nadia to address the webinar.
Thank you, Jyoti ji, for giving me this opportunity. At the outset, let me express my inner joy for meeting you all virtually at this webinar. I'm happy that you are fine and safe, and that is why we are able to meet and interact in spite of all challenges around us. The challenges which have taken lives and have made people disappointed and helpless. the challenges which have been created by a tiny virus, coronavirus. Inner Wheel has turned these challenges into opportunities. The opportunities for service to humanity. Had we not faced those challenges, we would have not done these service activities so mindfully and selflessly. The opportunities for service to humanity have become multiplied throughout the world. We have learned how to use our resources to the best way possible. We have learned how to do the maximum with the minimum available. We have learned how to look for avenues to help people around us. We have learned how to be satisfied with what we possess. And on top of all, we have learned how to be thankful and grateful to the Almighty God for giving us one more day to live. Leading the change has not only become our motto, but has also empowered us. We are empowered to translate our thoughts into actions. We have turned to be more responsible than before. Our sense of responsibility is so expanded that we not only think about our own family, but we are also worried for our nation. Yes, we are responsible citizens who not only shout the slogans, but are also trying to bring up and elevate the standard of living and the ethics of the nation to such a level which would be visible from far and wide. In this age of technology, and with the rapid advancement of online communication and transaction, one has to remember her responsibility as a conscious citizen. Cybersecurity and safety is the need of the hour. Everyone, young and old, man and woman, should get familiar with information technology and should learn how to protect herself from its vices and evils. Let members of Inner Wheel and all those who attend this webinar get equipped to use internet in their daily lives and functions and promote the right way of handling it. Let us remember that we are the members of one human body. Let us remember our oneness and interdependence. Let us raise the banner of unity of mankind and say proudly, the whole earth is one country and mankind its citizens. So all the best for today's webinar. We go ahead with the rest of the program.
Thank you, President Madam, for your meaningful words. May I now request the club editor, past President Aparajita Mishra, to please assist our chief guest, District Chairman Mrs. Ina Purohit, to release the special e-bulletin Saki.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, madam.
Thank you, madam. Now I request our chief guest, District Chairman Mrs. Ina Purohit, to please release special issue of our e-bulletin, Sathi. Madam, please.
Thank you, Aprajita ji. I take this opportunity to release the club bulletin of Inner Wheel Club of Bhubaneswar, Sathi, and congratulations to you for releasing this bulletin.
Thank you, madam.
Let us see the bulletin. Congratulations. I have already received your last bulletin's hard copy. It was awesome. And again, I hope that this will also come up with a very nice compilation as always. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ina and past President Aparajita.
Thank you, ma'am.
I request past President, Mrs. Ranjita, past District Chairman, Mrs. Ranjita Bera to address this webinar.
President Nadia and District Chairman Mrs. Ina Purohit, dear friends and participants at this very important webinar. At the outset, I congratulate Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar for organizing a webinar on such important and vital topic, cyber security and safety. This is very up topic and essential for all of us to know about it. Knowledge on this topic will enable us to not only safeguard ourselves, but also at the same time to protect others from falling in the trap of the criminals and the antisocials. As responsible Indians, we have to ensure that people are remaining safe and happy. The trouble and problem for one is also same for all. The happiness of all will lead to the happiness of all. There are so many things that every conscious individual can do. We are fortunate to live in a country where human feelings and family values are still existing. This is the secret of our strength and integrity. Therefore, as responsible Indians, we have to remain watchful and tactful at the same time. Cybercrime is gradually becoming prevalent in our society. Our youth are at the danger of getting involved and become victims at the same time. My request to all present here is to please take the best benefit of this webinar and share your learnings with others. You will be able to protect the society and give your contribution as a responsible Indian.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam. PDC Madam Ranjita. Are you done, Madam? Please unmute yourself. Yes. Are you done?
Yes, Jyoti, finished.
Thank you, PDC Ranjita Madam. I now request past President Dr. Jayanti Jagdev, who will now introduce our resource person, Mr. Shivaranjan Patnaik.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti. And thank you, President Nadia, for giving me this proud privilege to introduce our resource person of the evening, Sri Shivaranjan Patnaik. I'm extremely happy to see our district chairman present here as the chief guest, and so many past district chairmen are here, including ours, Ranjita, and so many past presidents of this year. All of you are welcome to this wonderful webinar, and all the esteemed guests who are present here this evening. Sri Shivaranjan Patnaik, with a career over 30 years, is a veteran insurance professional. He started his insurance journey with the public sector behemoth LIC of India as an AAO till he became the divisional manager. After the privatization of insurance sector, he joined HDFC Standard Life and established the company from scratch in the Eastern Zone as the founder zonal head. He had then proved his mettle in Max New York life, first as zonal vice president East and later as senior vice president and national head corporate business. He was then chosen to establish the sales channels in Max Bupa Health Insurance as the founder national sales head, which he very successfully managed for over 6 years. Later, he held posts like senior vice president and country head agency sales in SUD Life, CEO in Dalmia and Dalmia Healthcare, etc. As his passion, he is now teaching in universities, institutions to increase awareness among insurance, as is his profession. He provides consultancy services also. Today, he is going to enlighten us on the topic, how to ensure and protect yourself against cyber crimes in the pandemic era. Thank you. With these words, I welcome our chief guest, Shri Shivaranjan Patnaik.
Thank you, past President, Dr. Jayanti Jagdev. Mr. Sivaranjan Patnaik will now deliver his address and enlighten us on cybercrime and the security and safety measures that one needs to take in order to fall victim to this menace. Now, over to Mr. Patnaik.
Thank you, madam, for giving the introduction, and thank you for inviting me or having me here in this group. To be honest, I'm a little intimidated by the presence of such august women in this group, and I'm happy that it is happening online and not happening in reality. So I would not have been able to stand before all these women, more than 100, and then speak. Frankly, I would have been tongue-tied. So thank you once again. And before I begin, actually, I would like to pay my tribute and on behalf of the entire grateful nation to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, on the 150th birth anniversary, and also to the past Prime Minister and a great son of this country, Lal Bahadur Shastri, on his birthday. Interestingly now, the world has completely changed and gone topsy-turvy after the pandemic. No one has expected that what is happening today would ever happen. Now, we have been actually, living in certain paradigms, certain rules, regulations, till this pandemic came across. I remember I've got a teenage daughter, so I very clearly used to tell her not to sit with her phone or sit with her tablet for longer time, because I thought that she is wasting her time. And nowadays, her entire class happens through his phone and the tablet. And I've got no other option but to keep quiet about it. Now, the whole thing have changed. The dynamics have changed. The paradigms have shifted. Now we are living in a completely virtual world. Look at this meeting today. We are having a virtual meeting, and this is the new reality. This is the new norm, the new standard. So if we look at this new norm and the new standard, it's very important and critical for us to actually also know that how can we protect ourselves in this post-pandemic era, and when we are living in a completely virtual cyber world. So I want to spend the next 15-20 minutes talking to you very briefly about the subject and how we can protect ourselves. There I go. I hope you are able to see the slide.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you so much. Now, this is what I'm going to talk to you about today, cyber security and safety. Very quickly, if you look at the way that digitization has exploded in India, and we have got 560 million plus internet subscribers today, 350 million plus social media users, and there are so many people who are using the cyberspace. Out of the living awakened time that we are spending nowadays, most of our time is spent on digital space. And that's a very good thing that has happened actually. There is so much of information. We can talk and speak to anyone. We can do a lot of things. In fact, social media also given us enough opportunity to explore a lot of things. But along with that, with all good things, a few bad things also come in. So along with all those good things, also there are certain problems coming. Black ships are there everywhere, and so there are some people who also try to take advantage of this situation. And if you see, there are so many, kind of crimes, cyber crimes are going on. As you can see, number of crimes have keeping on increasing for past so many years. From people-driven cyber crimes, now even it has reached to a stage where even the deep states or the states or the countries have started sponsoring cyber crimes. So typically, recently you might have heard in the news that Russia is trying to do a lot of cyber activity to influence the American election. China has employed numerous hackers to have cyber attacks in India, particularly in the month of June. Over 40,000 cyber attacks have happened in India, and that's one of the reasons why so many Chinese applications have been banned in this country. So it is very important and critical that we need to know how we should protect ourselves in this new normal, the new normal of a cyber era, living in a cyber era. All those cyber threats that we have currently, and when you use cyber world by internet, by internet banking, by social media, by so many other things, can be broadly classified into 10 important threats. 10 important threats. I'm sorry, is there any problem?
Who's talking?
Okay, sorry. So there are 10 cyber threats that are coming out very prominently. Number one, and the majority of the threat comes from one particular activity called phishing. I will go into detail about that. The second one is what we call the identity theft. The third, malware. Fourth, social media threats, very interesting and very important for all of us because most of us and our children spend a lot of time on social media. 5, cyber stalking. Being respected women, you need to really know about cyber stalking. This is applicable to mostly women. Very, very critical subject. Very kind of endearing to me. Email spoofing, IT theft, media liabilities, privacy and data breach, and cyber extortion. I will not be able to go through all of these things because of paucity of time, although I would have loved to. But I'll take up the first 4, 5, or 6 of these threats and talk a little more about that. The first one we discuss about is phishing. Typically, what does a hacker tries to do? One who wants to go into a cyber crime, commit a cyber crime, go into the cyber world and try to hack others' accounts. What does he want? Basically, he wants few things. He wants information about you, all the personal informations. He wants your financial information, like your account number, credit card number, debit card number, passwords, all those stuff. He wants to know about your personal identity, like your PAN number, like your Aadhaar number, like a lot of other things, driving license. And eventually, what does he need? He needs money. So he wants to somehow or other ensure that he takes money from your account in an unscrupulous way. So a person who comes into the cyber crime has got just one motive, is to really attack your personal details and defame you and also take your money away. Phishing can be broadly classified into 3 parts. One is called the debit card or the credit card email. Now you might be receiving a lot of spoof emails that look like as if it has come from the bank. Now it looks exactly, the letterhead looks exactly like that of the bank. And then there will be a message there saying that your card is inactive or your card is suspended. Kindly click the following the button and then give us certain information, and then your card will be reactivated. But there will be messages also like that, that if you don't do it within the next 30 minutes, next 1 hour, then your card will be permanently suspended. So there is always a sense of urgency in this kind of mails that comes. These are very clearly spoof emails. through these emails, they try to get all those information regarding your bank account, regarding your passwords, and all those things, and then hack your account and take money away from there. So be very careful about that. Second is what we call the email phishing. So there'll be a lot of emails that you will be receiving sometimes. All of us get, you might have, I've got a few emails that somebody in Africa has died, leaving $3 million to me as his heir. So, and then there is a button to click, or there's a URL to click, and then you can access that to that money. That's something which, as a bait or a hook, they're trying to allure the victims or the persons. And that's the reason why it is called phishing, or it's like the hook that they are putting it. That's clearly the phishing email. The third one is the website phishing. There are certain emails that you will receive, and there will be a button. If you click it, you will reach the website of the bank. Now, these people are very, very smart. They actually replicate the bank website exactly similar. And then if you will be convinced that, Chalo, I have come into the bank's website, so now I can fill up all the details. I can write my internet password, and then I can do all those things. But actually, that is not the bank password, bank website. It is another alternative website. So if you start putting your information into it, you will be hacked. And next thing that you know, that money has been wiped away from your account. So these are three different ways, and there are several others also, but three most important ways by which these hackers, they always try to take away money from, take away information and later take away money from your account. So please be careful about it. How can we be careful about it? How can we avoid being attacked? The first one is that if you get a mail regarding your debit card or credit card or from your bank, authentic emails will never ask you for any information about your personal account or any personal information from you. They will only tell you about some promotional offers. They will talk about some seasonal thing going on, but they will never ask you for anything. However, if the mail has come from a hacker, there will always be a sense of urgency. He will try to convince you that you should get this done immediately. Also, if you carefully look at that, the letterhead and all those things, you can detect certain anomalies in that. You can see the logo is not correct. The color of the logo is not correct. There might be a spelling mistake here and there. So it's very important that each one of us should start looking at such kind of things to understand which one is a genuine one and which one is a spoof. The second thing is about emails, spoofing emails that you get. It is very important that what will you do? That you go to the website which he has given it to you. Now, once you go to the website, you can see it will be definitely different. Sometimes even not the bank, you will also go to the website of Paytm or PhonePe or something like that, those things, but it will be different from the original. You can always feel it. You can always see and say that something is not right, something is wrong, something is missing. And it is very important for all of us to develop that sense to understand that it is not right. The moment it is not looking right, you should not give any information in that website. So very important, very critical for all of us to do. And also, same thing applies to the websites. Now, these are, if you can see on your screen, two examples of the mails that come. These are spoof or phishing mails. The first one, if you can see, is a mail from MasterCard or Visa that has come. It is written there, your valued customer, you detected some problems in your credit card verification. Now you click your card is locked temporarily. We need some information, and there's a button you can click and they will ask for the information. You can see there, it is written, if this problem is not resolved within 24 hours, we will be forced to lock your credit card permanently as it may be used fraudulently. That sense of urgency, the hacker will try to bring in, because if you get late, you ask to 5 people, then you will get convinced it's not right. So they always try to bring in the sense of urgency, and such kind of mails are completely phishing mails. Never ever reply to such kind of mails. The other one is from Netflix. Now, most of us see those Netflix and Hotstar and all those things. You can see the same thing. Your account has been suspended. Now update your details. It is click. Then they will say that update your billing information, your credit card number or debit card number or bank account number. And then they will take away all those information. And suddenly you will see that 70,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh has been wiped away from your account. So such kind of things you should be really careful about. Never an original mail will ask you for any such information. Only a hacker will ask you for such kind of information. The second one I would like to talk about is identity theft. Now, in a cyber world, it is very easy to live with somebody else's identity. In a physical world, it is very difficult. I cannot be faking for another person in a physical world because I've got a face, I've got a body, I've got a voice, I've got a lot of things which is unique to me, and anyone can easily know that. But in a cyberspace, nobody knows all those things. You will be surprised that people sitting next to you will be actually cheating you and taking your identity, but you will not be aware about it. So anywhere and everywhere, a hacker or a thief, cyber thief will be present. So it's very important that we need to protect all the identity proofs that we have online. Sorry. Now, how can we prevent? The basic idea of these people that they will take down your, say, PAN card, they will take down your Aadhaar card, and many times people keep asking and we keep providing the photocopy or the scanned image of all these documents online, but be careful about it because once a person gets enough document like this, he can actually open a bank account in your name and he can apply for a loan to the bank and get it. And that money can be deposited in that fake account and he can withdraw the entire money and walk away. And eventually that will be a liability for you. So be extremely careful about it. Few things that you need to do to be protecting yourself. Change the password like a toothbrush. It's an old adage in IT sector, they call it. Like you change your toothbrush every month, you should change your password every month and put a very unusual password. Don't give the name of your children or name of your pet or put your card number is the password. Give a very difficult number and a difficult, more than 12 characters so that that can not be breached. Use a good antivirus, good proper antivirus, use it. Manage your social media. Do not give too much of information on social media and do not accept invitation on social media from people whom you do not know. You never know, many of these accounts, many of these people do not exist. You get invitations, hundreds and thousands of them, many of them do not exist. They are just sending you an invitation to take away your identity, to take away information from you. And of course, when you are using a network, internet connectivity, please use a trusted network, which is your home network or something like that. Do not use public network available on the railway station, on the airport, or on somebody's shop you go and there is internet available. Please don't use those internets because there is a high chance that you will lose your identity through those untrusted networks. So use a VPN as we call it. The third one is called malware. Malicious software, the short form is called malware. Malware is a set of instructions that run your computer. If a hacker is capable, then he is able to send a small software to your computer. He will then take control of your computer completely. He can do anything with your account, with your social media accounts, your bank accounts, he can do anything. Your club membership, he can do anything. In fact, he can start writing mails, offensive mails to all. Suppose say if I can hack into your account, I can start writing emails which is offensive to all of you because I will have access by your name, not by my name. There are many kinds of malwares. 10 of them are very important malwares. I will not go into the detail of it because it will be boring and it will be highly technical. But just quickly, I will take you through. When Mrs. Singh was talking, he talked about ransomware being the largest culprit of cybercrime in India and in all over the world. There are 10 kinds of malware. The number one is called ransomware, where if a hacker goes into your account, goes into your laptop or goes into your computer and locks 10, 15, 20, 30 files. And you cannot open it because he has locked them. Now he will ask you for a ransom. He will say that give me 20,000 rupees, then only I will open it, otherwise I will not. And you have got photographs, your travel photographs, your children's photographs of their childhood days. You want those. And you cannot do anything except paying that money to him online. It has happened several times. One of my colleagues has had to do that. I'm sorry. There are fileless malwares which goes into the OS. There are spywares, small software which can come into your computer and then start spying on you. When you are traveling, when you are going where, what you are doing, which are the websites you are watching, you are talking to whom, you are writing mail to whom, all those things can be really tracked through a spyware. It works like a spy. Adware is like unwanted advertisements keep coming to you. Sometimes out of curiosity, you click on it, you're gone. They get into your computer. So be aware about that. Then there are Trojans, worms, rootkits, keyloggers. Even the keylogger is such a program where if you start typing on the keys, they will take away the password from there. So everything is possible out here. Then you have bots and then you have got mobile malware. So there are so many kinds of malware are there, which one should be really conscious about. The fourth one, an interesting one, which all of us should know, is what are the threats that comes through social media. Now, social media is one of the biggest things that has happened to the human society, human civilization after internet, after WWW or World Wide Web. The next big thing that has happened is the social media. And now every one of us have gone back from the monkey days to the monkey days again, because all of us are now looking down to our mobile phones. So social media is a big thing now. However, there are so many problems that can crop up through the social media. So it is very important that we need to protect ourselves. One thing is for sure, that we cannot survive without social media. It's such a wonderful thing. Think about it, 3 billion users of social media worldwide. If you want to increase your own brand as a service provider, as a speaker, as a president or the chairperson of a club, and the kind of fantastic social services that all of you are doing, if you want the world to know about it, social media is the best platform for you to talk about it. So we can use this. We cannot do without social media. But however, we are also exposing ourselves for a lot of problems, a lot of thieving, a lot of hazards through the social media. So it's very important for us to be careful about it. Now, so many things can happen. I will not just say it very shortly. There are 5 important things that you need to do as far as social media is concerned. Very important. Now, sharing too much of personal information is always a risky thing. Share very little personal information. Your date of birth, where you stay, children's name, photographs. Do not share too much of them. Share only that is what is necessary. So sharing too much personal information is very risky. I have seen people who live on social media completely. Morning they get up, their Facebook gets on, and then they are live on the Facebook till they go to sleep. And there are celebrities. And you must have heard that many celebrities' accounts have been hacked and they have got into trouble. The other one is that you have got a disgruntled friend, a friend who is fallen away, or a colleague who is not in good terms with you, or an employee who was working with you in your company or in your house. He can start writing dirty things or bad things about you or your workplace or your house. A lot of things that can happen in social media. So it's very important that we need to protect ourselves about that as well. Malware, the biggest gateway of malware, just we have talked about malware, is the social media. Very easily it can get into your accounts everywhere. Then the fourth one is what we call catfishing. Now, earlier days, the dating used to happen through relatives, through everyone else, through a lot of other things, through clubs, through social interactions. But nowadays, even the dating or finding a partner happens through the internet. And those dating sites are really, really risky sometimes, because people fake identities and start to try to be close to you. And nowadays, children get into trouble. A lot of children get into trouble. And having a teenage daughter, I am also extremely worried about that all the time, that what is going to happen. This thing is called catfishing. So one need to know how they can protect themselves. Now, people may actually undergo heartbreak, also can undergo financial stress, also undergo misreputation or reputation denting. So that is again another thing that can happen through social media. And of course, unsecured mobile devices. Always put a password on your mobile. Never have a mobile without a password. By chance, if you lose your mobile and doesn't have a password, you are just gone. All your information, everything, within no time, within 15 minutes, your account will be hacked. Your social media will be hacked. Mails will start going out from your social media. unwanted postings will come from your social media account. So it's very important that have a password on your mobile phone. That's very, very important and critical. The fifth one, which one should be careful, and you're doing a great social service, so please make everyone, particularly the girls, aware about it, is called cyber stalking. Even there is a huge amount of stalking that happens on the cyber world. People are what they are actually. So, and that's the reason why you have such kind of people even in the cyber world. So it's very important that we need to be aware about it. All these cyber stalking things happens very innocuously with a small interaction here and there and email exchange and things like that. But gradually as it goes by, unpleasant messages starts coming to you, and then you start getting upset, angry, sometimes even shocked that why this man who was so nice had started writing such kind of mail, and then the person starts stalking you everywhere on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, everywhere it is going to stalk you. It's very important that we need to really ensure how we can protect, particularly our girls, from cyber stalking. What can we do to avoid cyber stalking? Again, another 5 important things. First one, keep a low profile. Always avoid posting personal details. Update your software. Never use an old software. Always keep an updated software. Hide your IP address. Use a good network, as I said. Maintain good digital hygiene. This is a very important thing. Do not keep old files in your social media account or in your laptop. Don't keep unused social media accounts. हाँ, कभी हमने एक Facebook पे account खोल लिया था, अभी use नहीं हो रहा है. Not this kind of things, because each of these accounts contain a lot of details about you. So always have a good hygiene. Like the house, we have got unused things. We throw these things away and clean up the house. Like Sherlock Holmes said, you have to clean your attic. He was referring to his mind. So he said that you should clean up your attic, your mind. And mind is like an attic, you have to clean it up regularly. Similarly, you should clean up your social media or other things regularly and have a good digital hygiene. And of course, avoid sensitive information. Do not give any sensitive information to anyone. The last one I will talk about, the 6th one and the last one I'll talk about is email spoofing. Email spoofing is a very peculiar thing where you will receive emails from somebody whom you know, whom you trust. Now, I got an email from Madam Mogbelpur yesterday, day before yesterday, that this is the program and this is the thing. So anytime next, if I get an email by her name, that Mrs. Nadia Mogbelpur has sent me a mail, I will be trusting it. I will trust that it is a correct mail, a right email. So if she says that this is a very interesting thing, you can go and see this on the YouTube. There is a link, just click it. Or this is the recording of our program, click it. I will go blindly and click it. Right? Because I know her. She will not do anything to me. But if somebody has sent me a spoofed email, it will come in her name, but it will not her. It is somebody else who has sent it on her behalf. But there you can be very, very careful. Because if you see along with the name, there is an email address within bracket, within angular bracket, you will see the email address. Read that very carefully. It will not be .com sometimes, it will not be .net. So all those things that we need to really start looking at, because we are going to spend 80% of our time that we are awake on a cyber world. So it is very important that we need to be really careful about this thing. You can see it from the picture. How can they change the name of the sender? So few important things, going to the same thing again, keep updated software, do not share private or financial information through email, do not open any spam email that has come to you, any suspicious links, do not click, never enter any sensitive information, all those things that we need to really start meticulously obey. What are we doing with Corona, by the way? We are learning to live with it gradually. It is a reality now. So earlier we used to be extremely scared. Now as time goes by, people are getting less and less scared, despite the fact that the infection is much higher. Now what we are doing, most of the people who are showing their heroism earlier, nowadays everyone is wearing a mask. Everyone is carrying a sanitizer and cleaning their hand, or they're using their this thing, or they're maintaining the social distancing. So these things have become the new normal, the new way of life. Henceforth, most of us will be talking to each other on this way, through the internet. We'll be maintaining social distance. We'll be wearing a mask. till this entire pandemic goes away. Maybe you do not know when. And that's the new normal. That's become a practice for us. Similarly, if you are spending so much of time on internet, on the cyber world, we need to maintain these kind of good habits going forward. We need to continuously, by automatically, that should happen by default with us. Now, so far, what we have been talking about is what are the threats that we have, very, very crude and broad outlook of what are the threats that we have, and what are the physical things that we can do to prevent it. Prevention is better than cure, so to prevent it, we need to do all those things. And as I said, by sheer habit, we should start doing all those things going forward, because we are spending so much of time on the cyberspace. But despite that, you have got 40,000 cyber crimes happening every day in India. So it's important that we need to protect ourselves financially as well, because the biggest threat is that your account will be damaged, your personal information will leak out, you will have a reputational risk, you have so many other things at stake. So for that, what you have something called a retail cyber insurance. And that's a very important thing which nobody talks about, because possibly the insurance people are not very interested in selling a cyber insurance, or maybe they don't understand the subject. It's very important that we need to know about it, that what exactly is a cyber insurance and how it can help you protect it. Now, I will give you some real life examples of what has happened really. These are things which real life examples which I know of. Now, the social media hack. There was a victim of social media hack in Instagram whose account details were compromised and used to send abusive mails to a female social media influencer, as if it has been sent from his account. Now, what has happened, repercussions? That lady, who is an influencer and a powerful person, she posted all those mails, all those postings that has come from this gentleman, not by him, posted by him, but by a hacker. Now, he has posted it in everything. He posted it in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything he has posted. His employer was tagged. The employer got upset. This fellow was sacked from his job immediately. Then he went and lodged a complaint with the police. Police then went to forensic science. Forensic science searched and found out that actually this was not sent from his account. It was sent from another account. Now, by that time, 1.5 months have been passed. This guy was already spent 7 days behind the bars, and then he was financially completely ruined. His reputation was completely dented. Now, this is what has happened by one just single post that has been done in the social media. Or for that matter, in ransomware, as I said, he has locked 5,700 files of a person, and then asked for 3,500 rupees in 1 week. Second week, asked for 70,000 rupees. This is a case that I know personally. And then banks were closed. The person was forced to pay that 70,000 rupees by bitcoins. And then, fortunately for him, the person opened all the 5,700 files. But interestingly, 1 out of 4 cases, the files never open. The fellow takes the money and vanishes. So be very, very careful about that. Several such cases are there. There's a bank fraud. The person was very much at home doing nothing, and then suddenly using net banking, 4.25 lakhs has gone from his account. Identity theft cases, when he's having his debit and credit cards with him, suddenly his cards were used for shopping and ATM transactions, and money is going away from his account. Cyberbullying case, there was a victim, somebody has created a fake profile in his name and again started defaming her character. And reputational injury cases, one of my colleagues, I told one of my colleagues, details have gone. She had a lot of followers and she was so happy that I have got lakhs and lakhs of followers, and she started living on the Facebook and living on this thing. But eventually all her data has been taken, and then one day she found that her entire details were posted on a pornographic site, and she started getting different weird calls. So these things can happen. Phishing cases can happen. Somebody got an email from the income tax department that you have to send us your bank details. You have got an income tax refund for you. This fellow very happily sent all his details, knowing very well that he doesn't have any refund to get. And then suddenly the same day, 40,000 rupees gone from his account. Email hacking. So there are so many such cases that keep happening across everywhere. So it's very important that we need to be really personally careful about it. So what does a insurance policy, cyber insurance policy, help you? It protects against cyber risks and frauds carried out on any device, right? If your account is compromised, if your bank account is compromised and money has been taken, this policy, the cyber insurance policy, will take care of that. It also gives cover for the entire family, the person, his wife, and 2 children. Anyone has got any cyber attack or been suffering from any hacker, then that is being taken care of by it. Any unauthorized online transactions has happened. Somebody is using your credit card to buy things from Amazon or Flipkart, and you have not bought them. All those things will be covered under this policy. And whatever money that has gone from your account, from your credit card, will be paid back to you by the insurance company, provided you have got that big a policy. Now, it also covers the financial loss due to phishing and email spoofing. It will recover. You can recover all your losses. It pays for legal advice. There are several times you have to actually go and do a legal case against people who have defrauded you. Or there are several times cases will be against you, despite the fact that you have not done anything. Somebody has used your email, or somebody has used your social media account and posted something objectionable, and somebody has tokified a case on you. And so you will get into case either way. Either you have to do it or you will get a case. So all the legal advisors, legal cost arising out of this kind of cyber hacking, all those things will be covered by this policy. And it also covers online reputation and identity threat. There are people, as I just gave you an example, a person's reputation was completely damaged. That also can be compensated through money by this policy. And what is also important, that when people undergo such kind of things, they get extremely depressed. So sometimes they have to go to a psychologist also. Now, this policy even pays the cost of consulting a psychiatrist. All those things are being covered under this policy. It's an absolutely comprehensive thing. Being an insurance professional, I'm not trying to sell you this, but this is very important for all of you to know. This policy comes from 50,000 rupees cover to 1 crore cover. It has got nothing to do with you, your age, your health, or anything like that. You just want to have a 1 crore cover, pay X amount of money, and 1 crore will be given to you, cover will be given to you, and your losses up to 1 crore will be paid to you, which happens within a year. If you want a 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh policy, you can take that. So all those things will be recovered from that. What are the other things that the insurance companies help you with? They help you with online notification of claims, because you have to do online. You don't have to give any physical notification, nothing. Just online, you notify that you have suffered a fraud and I want to give a claim for reimbursement. There is an emergency assistance for 24/7 available, and immediate help is given in terminating whatever problem is happening. Now, suppose there is a card, somebody is using it, you call up to this insurance company, they will ensure that your card is blocked immediately and no further transaction will happen. So these kind of things also the insurance company help you. They also help you find out the root cause of the problem and help you, tell you, advise you how you can protect yourself in blocking that root cause. And then they will support you in filing an FIR with the police. They will support you in terms of how you can mitigate these problems going forward. So all those things they can also do. So it's very, very important for us that we need to keep ourselves abreast with the latest happenings, but also very important to have developed right kind of cyber habits as to what we should do, how we can identify wrong things, how we can smell a rat, how we can find out what is not right for you and there is a possibility of fraud happening. We need to develop that. But along with that, you need to financially protect yourself through an insurance policy. I would strongly advise every one of you to kindly look at that. It's a not very expensive policy. It's a very small one. And then premium is not very high. Plus, you can choose any amount of money that you want to cover. If your transaction is very high, take a higher cover. If your transaction is very less, take a smaller cover. And then that will help you protect your finances. Now, suppose there is a lakh or 2 lakh of fraud that has happened with your account, you can immediately recover that money from your insurance company. That's very important. So you can touch base with me anytime on this if you want to. I will put you to the right persons. To do that, I don't sell myself. So I can put you to the right person, because to reach me, you can always get in touch with Mrs. Singhdeo. She can, through her, you can always reach me. And I'm so glad that the meeting is happening in my hometown. Bhubaneswar is my hometown where I was born and brought up. I've studied there. So my parents stayed, my mother stays there. So I keep going there so often. And it's a delight really to speak to all of you and on a very important subject. I hope I have not been boring. The subject was not very interesting, I know, but I hope I have not bored all of you. And if somebody has gone to sleep, goodbye. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me. There is a slot given a little later for for the questions and answers. So I will take your questions after in the scheduled time. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk to you. It was indeed a pleasure. I'm deeply impressed with the kind of social commitment that you have, all of you have, and then I really appreciate what all the good work that you're doing. So please also spread the word about how people can protect themselves in this cyber world. Thank you so much. Thank you for the patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patnaik. I'm sure you did not put anybody to sleep. I think we all woke up from our slumber after having a cup of tea. Okay, thank you, Mr. Patnaik, for giving us all an insight and educating this audience on cyber security and the top popular cyber crimes prevalent today. Can we secure the world from a bloodless war? This is a question we all need to ponder and be extra cautious in our daily routine. We have a slot for Mr. Patnaik for interaction. Those of you who have some questions to ask Mr. Patnaik may please write it down in the chat and I will ask him after our chief guest addresses us on your behalf. Thank you so much. We are honored to have our district chairman, Mrs. Deena Purohit, amongst us. I would request past President Aparajita Mishra to introduce our chief guest of this webinar.
Thank you, Madam. I have been given the privilege of introducing our district chairman, Mrs. Deena Purohit, by reading a few lines about her. INA, the rightful abbreviation for Innovate, Nurture and Adopt. She was born in the affluent family of late engineer Nilakant Satpathy and Sailabala, a caring homemaker. She is the daughter-in-law of late Chandrasekhar Purohit. She is the daughter-in-law of late Chandrasekhar Purohit, a graduate in economics from Ravenshaw College and law from MS College. As proof of her varied interest, she holds a degree in fashion design from INIFD Bhubaneswar and in Odissi vocal. She is now pursuing third year in Hindustani music. She joined Inner Wheel Club of Bargarh in 2004 and 5 and shifted to Cuttack. There she joined Inner Wheel Club of Cuttack Silver City in 2010. Her thrust area have been environment, specially able children and inner wheel branding. In 2014-15, she joined the district committee as ISO hosted Ujjal, ISO Meet and multi-district rally, where bird feeders and smart cans to 20 blind people were donated. She received ISO Queen Award in District 302 and 312, disciplined, focused and determined. She believes if we can dream, we can do it. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you,
Thank you, Aparajita ji.
Thank you, Aparajita Madam.
Thank you.
Now it is my privilege to request our dynamic, charming, and ever-smiling district chairman to address us all.
Thank you, Madam. Club President ji, Club Secretary Madhusmi ji, Coordinator Past President Jyoti Singh ji, today's keynote speaker, Mr. Sivaranjan Patnaik ji, district executives, all the past district chairmen present over here, all the club presidents of other clubs of other innovative clubs of district. Innovative members over here, first gentleman, Mr. Bhubaneswar. Innovative namaskar to all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Madam Nadia for arranging such an informative talk. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Actually, my hello. Am I audible?
Yes, madam, you're audible.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Madam Nadia for arranging such an informative webinar today. I always say that whenever we invite some speakers, let's hear him or her first. Itne अच्छे information which is very much essential for nowadays. Need of the hour. I must say it is need of the hour. As the growth of internet gave rise to many important services accessible to anyone with a connection. One of these important services is digital communication. In today's world, cybersecurity is very important because of some security threats and cyber attacks. Thanks to our keynote speaker, Mr. Patnaik, who explained so elaborately about the details of cybersecurity. It is the need of the hour. Everyone should learn how to protect themselves from this devil and learn the right way of handling our digital world. My dear friends, as you all see, we are slowly entering into a digital world where everything we have to manage digitally. So it's very important to keep ourselves safe. And the key points which Mr. Patnaik told are very much important. So let's keep that in mind. And the most important thing which he told, to educate our kids about cyber stalking. Yes, dear friends, आज के ज़माने में जब पढ़ाई ऑनलाइन है तो हम कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. We have to give them that privilege, that freedom of using internet. But yes, we should educate them. We can do that. We can pass on these messages to them. I know, but they may feel it boring because they are kids. So कुछ interesting way में हम उनको बता सकते हैं. So we can arrange such webinars for the kids also. I would like to request the presidents. ये तो हो गया हम लोगों के knowledge के लिए, लेकिन kids को थोड़ा सा इसमें समझाने के लिए भी हम कुछ और innovative way में arrange कर सकते हैं. So once again, congratulations, Nadia ji, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Come on. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Ina Madam, for your inspiring talk and appreciating the hosting of this webinar by Innovil Club of Bhubaneswar. We are greatly encouraged, Madam. Thank you so much. Yes, now we have the interactive session. So there are a lot of questions on the chat. I would request Mr. Patnaik to please answer these questions. Can we have the spotlight on Mr. Patnaik? Yeah.
I think, excuse me, I think our chief guest wanted to be unmuted. Abhishek, could you please unmute Ina madam once again? I think madam wants to say something. Madam.
You can unmute yourself, madam.
Yes. I'm sorry, actually, I forgot to mention Club Councillor, past District Chairman Ranjita Beheraji's name. So, congratulations, Ranjita Appa. Thank you.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
Okay, this is a question from past District Chairman, Mrs. Krishna Mahajanam. How safe is online marketing money transaction?
Oh, it's fairly safe actually. whether it is safe or not, it's a reality now. We cannot help it. So we have to use online transaction of money. Most of the banks have got a very sound firewall system, which takes care of all the safety means. But it is like the hackers always go one step ahead of these people. So whatever you do, there is always a way to break it. So today it is safe and tomorrow they have to keep upgrading. But online transaction or financial transaction, is that the question?
Yeah.
How safe is online marketing money transaction?
How safe is online marketing?
It's fairly safe. But if you get any information from the marketing, suppose say you bought something from Amazon and then you pay to Amazon, it goes through a safe system, very safe system. There are several intermediaries through which you can pay. PayPal is one of them. So it goes through a very safe system. But if you get any information or a mail or a letter or an email or a SMS from Amazon that you pay so much of money or you update your credit card details, be careful about it. Be careful about it. Otherwise, when you are paying and you know that you have gone to Amazon website, www.amazon.in, and then you're paying the money, it is safe. It's fairly safe. Right? But when somebody asks you for paying money or giving details, you should be wary of that. When somebody is asking you, there is a high chance that it can be a hacker or a spoofer or something like that.
Okay, the same madam has asked another question. Is using Zoom safe? A lot of talk about it, hence the apprehension.
Ma'am, everyone collects data. The most powerful thing in today's world is data, right? Why the Chinese apps have been debarred here? Where they're just collecting data. They've already collected data regarding 55 lakh Indians, all data, right? So we use so many things Chinese. We all use Chinese phones. So they collect data. Zoom, I do not know, they might be collecting data as well. We have Google interactions, they might be collecting data as well. So as far as safety is concerned, you can pass on information about yourself which is harmless, which is pretty safe. You can always say your name, that you want to join the webinar, talk about what, that's fine, your email address, but do not give any sensitive information. And even on a public platform like this is a public forum, do not pass out any sensitive information. You know what, even these days, if you just forward a WhatsApp message or forward an email that you have received, and that becomes offensive to somebody else, you will be in trouble. And you know that for simply harmlessly forwarding messages, people have been arrested because that message was offensive, right? So that is why there is certain element of data collection happening everywhere. Even Google collects data.
Okay.
The government of India collects data. What is Aadhaar? So they're also collecting data. Everyone is collecting data on you. So, but we can use safe networks where nobody is asking you for any more information.
Can we move on to the next question, Mr. Patnaik?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is a question from Sharmishta Panda.
Yes,
do we have any eligibility criteria for the cyber insurance like we have for medical insurance?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. No criteria. You apply for it online. You can get in touch with any of the intermediaries, pay the money, and instantly the policy is issued. Right. Health insurance there are preconditions which are checked, whether the person is healthy or not, and that's why that's on basis that the insurance company will decide whether they will give the health insurance to them or not. But here there's nothing like that. There's no history. There's nothing to really fall back on. And hence, there is no criteria. You just have to apply for how much of money that you need. Different risks have got different percentages. Now, I will just give you an example. Now, suppose say you have taken a policy for 1 lakh, and the policy says that for visiting a psychiatrist, 10% you can spend. So, if you go to a psychiatrist and then consult him and you pay 15,000 rupees, you will not get 15,000 rupees from the policy. You will get only 10,000 rupees because the limit for that is 10%, right? If you spend 5,000 rupees also, you will get 10,000 rupees because the limit for that is, so for different risks, percentages are defined. The highest and the maximum percentage of almost 60% goes to money going out from your account. If your account is hacked and money is being taken away from there. So that's how it is actually. So there is no criteria, nothing. All you got to do is you should be an internet user. That's it.
Yes, Mr. Patnaik. The next question is from me.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. How expensive are the cyber insurance?
They're not expensive at all. It starts, I can tell you, it ranges from 2,000 rupees per annum. Can go up to 8,000 rupees per annum.
The 2,000 rupees is for some insured. For
50,000.
some insured?
50,000 rupees.
For 50,000 rupees.
For 1 crore, it will be 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. All insurance companies have the policy. The premium varies slightly. So I'm telling the broad range. It will not be exact, but it will be in the same vicinity. 7,000 to 8,000 rupees per annum. You can get a 1 crore policy.
Thank you so much. Now the next question is from past President Manjula Mishra.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, what about the phone calls we receive asking for bank card improvisation?
I'm sorry, could you come again?
What about the phone calls we receive asking for bank card improvisation? For updating bank cards, I suppose she meant.
If somebody is asking for an update, if you want an update, say that I will do it on my own. Please go to the bank, call up the bank. You have a relationship manager, call up and speak to him and then upgrade it. But even if somebody calls, do not, under any circumstances, give out your card number, your CVV number. Never give that. Never give any information. Right? If the call is actually from the bank, they will have those details with them. They will never ask for it.
Okay. There's a question from Mrs. Surekha Prasad.
Yes, ma'am.
The cyber insurance policy, what about the premium? Does it cover the entire family or it has to be in one person?
It covers the entire family.
For the entire family.
Correct.
Thank you.
You can choose to take it for yourself alone, or you can choose to have for your family.
Okay. Salaja, there's a question from Salaja.
Yes,
this insurance, does it help the person who has lost his job? I mean, whether he will get his job back again in case of a fraud.
If it is, he lost his job for a fraudulent activity and has incurred losses, he can claim from the insurance company. But if he has lost his job for any other reason, I'm afraid no, he will not get anything. But because of this, the example that I gave you a little while ago, somebody has posted a very offensive post from his Instagram account, which he has not done. He lost his job. Immediately the employer threw him out. But later on he was reinstated. So he lost 1.5 months salary, which was actually given to him by the insurance company.
Yeah, I think these are all the questions that were put up on the chat. I've covered them all. Now we go to the next item in the agenda.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. Can you take me just a minute? There are so many appreciation notes that has come on the chat. My sincere thanks to each and every one of you. I'm glad that you have liked this talk. And anytime, anything that you need, my details are there. I think it will be there with your with the president has got it. Mr. Singh has got it. So you can always get in touch with me. I'll be extremely happy to be of your assistance, any assistance. So thank you so much. Thank you for your appreciation.
Our next item in the agenda is the presentation of mementos by our president. Madam Nadia will now present a memento to the chief guest, district chairman, Madam Ina Madam, and to our resource person, Mr. Patnaik.
Thank you very much, Jyoti Madam, giving me this opportunity. It was really very delightful evening having our district chairman, Madam Ina Purohit, with us in spite of all the engagements that she has, and having Mr. Patnaik with us, which we could really understand that he must have been so busy, and we made him more busy by making this beautiful slide. So we have just token of appreciation for you. It's a small memento that we would like to present to you. Here we go with a memento for our district chairman, who is the chief guest today, Madam Ina Purohit. Madam, in your honor, 4 needy children of Ashraya Children's Home are being sponsored for the period of 1 year. We hope you will accept and appreciate this small token. It is in your honor, and this makes the total number of children being sponsored in Ashraya Children's Home to 15 children already by Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar.
Congratulations, Nadia ji. Congratulations.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. We also have a small token of appreciation for Mr. Patnaik. Mr. Patnaik, in your honor, Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar is going to donate 2 outdoor garden benches for the senior citizens at Ashraya Old Age Home, which is a continuous project place for, community project place for Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar. So in your honor, we are going to donate 2 outdoor garden benches. We hope you will appreciate this small gesture of Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar.
Thank you so much. It's such a wonderful gesture. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Nadia. On this occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, I applaud the Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar for this wonderful gesture to care for the senior citizens and the little children. May God bless the members of Innerville Club of Bhubaneswar. This is such a wonderful gesture by our members. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Welcome, madam. Our pleasure.
I request our President Nadia to give her concluding remarks on this webinar.
Thank you very much, Jyoti ji. Actually, I'm speechless when I'm in the presence of Ina ma'am as well as Mr. Patnaik, because they are so well informed and they have really given their best mind piece to us today, that have really made us understand about a very important topic today. First of all, Ina ji, your spirit is always an inspiration for us, and your presence is multiplying this inspiration, which we will surely move forward with more vigor and interest. And Mr. Patnaik, with your profound knowledge on cyber, all whatever technology you are using, whatever terminology you are using for cyber security and all, you made such an elaborate topic in such a convenient way that I think we all could understand it so well. When I saw the flow of questions coming in and the flow of appreciations in the chat box, I was, quite happy that everyone was able to catch up with all the terms you used and all the techniques, all the challenges, all the threats, and then your solutions, and then everything was really mind-blowing and very informative and practical. Thank you very much. I'm very happy that we could arrange this webinar, particularly for this point of time. In this time when we are so much depending on technology, when we are having all kind of virtual programs around us, when we are so much depending on social media, on our WhatsApp and all our contacts, everything is being so exposed and so open. At this point of time that we are all earning with so much of challenges and difficulties, and some fraud comes and some hacker takes away the money and have access to our bank and everything. So this was really a time of distress for all of us, and we knew at the corner of our mind, we knew that cyber security is really very essential. And I never knew that there is something like cyber insurance policy, and we came to know today. And I think at least tonight we can sleep at peace, and tomorrow we will take some steps ahead for taking care of that. Thank you very much for your presence, and thank you very much for your deliberations and the information that you passed on to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia ma'am. I would now request past President Pushpa Harichandan, who will express her appreciation and gratitude by proposing a vote of thanks for this webinar. Please unmute yourself, Pushpa.
Thank you, President, for giving me this opportunity on behalf of our club. Good evening to all the dignitaries, guests, and members of Innerville clubs and esteemed Rotarians. I express my sincere gratitude to our district chairman, Mrs. Ina Purohit, for her gracious presence and encouraging us in conducting this webinar. We are all inspired by your great words, ma'am. We are grateful to Mr. Sibaranjan Patnaik, today's resource speaker on this topic of cyber security and safety. His deliberation on our role and responsibility will definitely help us in executing our jobs digitally safely. Nowadays, we are coming across different types of cybercrime and have to be extra careful in our day-to-day life. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us on the topic. I may like to express my gratitude to our district executive members for their gracious presence. Further, my sincere thanks goes to our pillars of our district, our PDCs. Their presence in a program really motivates us in our endeavors. I feel privileged and honored to acknowledge their presence. They are PDC Vijay Lakshmi Mahawar, PDC Pratibha Patnaik, PDC Ranjita Behera, PDC Priya Ambrose, PDC Srinu Patnaik, PDC Ranju Jobanputra, PDC Rekha Saxena, PDC Madhumita Mahanti, PDC Krishna Mahanti, Madam. We are really happy to have you here. We also acknowledge the presence of presidents, past presidents, the members of different Innerville clubs, and helped that Innerville clubs and had helped us the program to be a successful one. My sincere thanks goes to our zonal coordinator Lopamudra Mishra ma'am for her presence. And finally, I would express my heartfelt gratitude to program coordinator past President Jyoti Singh Deo for selecting this topic and organizing their webinar. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Can I request everybody to rise for the national anthem? Yeah, Nadia, can we have everybody rise for the national anthem?
Yes, this national anthem is accompanied with a video which is being advised by our district chairman that this is the India that we are all looking forward to. So while we are giving our respect to our national anthem, we also should see these visuals and see what we can do as responsible citizens. Please start with the video, and we all will give our respect to national anthem. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you all. My heartiest thanks to past President Jyoti Singh Deo for being the coordinator of this webinar and making this webinar a very memorable one. Thank you very much. I now announce that the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Congratulations, Nadia, for such a wonderful webinar, really informative. And each one of us is really all these doubts that were there. I'm sure many more questions would have poured in, but the deliberation was so very elaborate and like everybody like laymen like us could understand. I think Jyoti, heartiest congratulations.
Yes, Krishna, I'm here, right here.
So very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We are indeed indebted. Like we got so much of information. Thank you so much.
Any questions you have, members? If you have any questions, you please call me. I'll give you Mr. Shivaranjan's phone number. You can contact him directly.
Yeah, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, madam, for your gracious presence.
One thing I would like to add here, like of course we have apprehensions about the children being more exposed, but let me share here, I learned the cyber security like main tips from my son. He told me, Mama, these are the things you must abide by. So they're much smarter, but yes, as Mr. Knight said, we need to keep a vigil. Thank you so much.
And in case anybody in Sambalpur or in western part of Odisha would like to have this webinar, would you please get in touch with me and we can ask Mr. Shivaranjan to organize it in your part.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, and I also would like to take this opportunity to thank Abhishek, our media partner. Abhishek, you have done a marvelous job today. You did so well and everything went on so smoothly. Thank you very much for your efficient touch.
In fact, he's been doing very well all these days, like throughout.
Yes, very efficient, very efficient. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nadia, for giving me this opportunity to be the coordinator for this webinar.
My pleasure, and you did it to the best of your ability. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
God bless you. God bless you all. Stay safe and stay happy.
Be happy, all of you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Nadia ji. Hi, Krishna ji. You're looking very beautiful today with pink saree.
I always look beautiful. You wear those pink glasses, I always look beautiful. This is beautiful.
Nadia ji, I'd like to take your leave. Congratulations to all the members of Innovil Club of Bhubaneswar for such an informative webinar. And thanks, Aparajita Appa, for reading the biodata.
Ina madam was the first one. Ina madam was the first one to join, and she's the last one to go. Thank you so much for bearing with us throughout.
Thank you once
again. Okay, thank you very much, Anna.
I will have to take your leave, Nadia.
Yes. We all are going. Now Abhishek can turn off. We all are going. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can sign out. Yes, you can now sign out.